it's part of the reason why like I struggled finishing this book, because I was like, okay, are we gonna get to the point? It's like, there's gonna be a point to reading this book. But in the end, I realized that no, there was not a point in reading this book. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Unspoken Libraries YouTube channel. My name is Delaney, and I like to talk about books, and I occasionally dabble in some gaming every now and again. Lately, I've just been super busy and have not been able to really do much or post much. I've got 2 jobs, technically 3. So yeah, I don't know. It's just been a lot lately, and I've been hoping to get back into streaming gaming, but I'm gonna be honest, it's likely that I won't be keeping huge tabs on how much I'm doing that. I'm playing Minecraft today. I have never really played much on PC before. I typically play Minecraft on my Xbox, and even then, I haven't played Minecraft in a long time. So you're gonna watch me learn how to replay it, or relearn how to play it, and you're gonna just kind of see me struggle a little bit. But as I'm struggling, I will also talk about books and games and such. You can just enjoy watching this. I'm gonna go to bed. So basically, I guess today I will talk about Lucinda Berry's The Perfect Child, as that is the most recent book that I have read. I just finished 2 books within the last couple days. This last week I finished 2 books, and oh my god, 1 second. Okay. Within the last couple of days, I have finished 2 books, and I mainly read a lot of audiobooks because I work a lot, so it just makes it a lot easier for me. I usually listen to books while I'm at work, and yeah, so it just makes my life a lot easier when I'm able to listen to books. I don't know, I've always enjoyed reading a lot of dark romance, thrillers, horror. I've kind of dabbled in splatterpunk too, which honestly, that was pretty good. I read Playground by Erin Beauregard, which was really good, and I honestly, if you can handle the triggers that are in that book, I would honestly recommend it. It has some pretty extreme topics of child abuse and inflicting harm upon children. So if you do not like to dabble in reading books like that, then I definitely wouldn't read it, but I did enjoy it. So about The Perfect Child by Lucinda Berry. This is a book that is following 3 point of views of characters. There's Hannah Bauer, Christopher Bauer, and Piper Goldstein. Hannah Bauer is the wife, Christopher Bauer is the husband, and Piper is the social worker that they deal with. Christopher and Hannah have struggled with infertility, and it's kind of like affected their relationship a little bit, but it hasn't hurt their relationship per se. So basically, they've struggled with infertility throughout their relationship. They've been married for a very long time, and Hannah works at a hospital as a nurse, and Christopher works at a hospital as an orthopedic surgeon. They come across a girl who's been tied up in a closet and horrifically abused and stuff like that. And they end up adopting her and quickly realize that she has a lot of issues and trauma, and she is very abusive towards her carers, except for Christopher. She takes a specific liking to Christopher, which that comes up later in the book as to why, which I will not spoil anything in this book. I would like for everybody to read it and get their own thoughts about a book before I spoil something for them. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, is spoiling books for people and people spoiling books for me. But, so, basically they adopt this child. She is an absolute nightmare, and it's part of the reason why, like, I struggled finishing this book, because I was like, okay, are we gonna get to the point? It's like, there's gonna be a point to reading this book. But in the end, I realized that, no, there was not a point in reading this book. There was no, like, twist or turn that took you through this book. It was just big old book about how bad this child was. And while I love like I've heard so many good things about her book, but my friend recommended me this book, and she didn't give me any thoughts about this book. She's like, yeah, this is what the book's about, and she didn't tell me like how she felt about the book yet. And when I like finished this book, I was like, girl, why did you have me read this? She was like, oh yeah, no, I felt the same way about this book. And I was like, girl, you could have told me that. But no, I love my girl Lexi, she's great. um but yeah, no, I read that book and I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. I really don't. I was fully expecting for there to be some huge plot twist, and there never ended up being one. And that's kind of what ruined the book for me. And yeah, so the other book that I read this week, Black Ties and White Lies by Kat Singleton. So this is a romance book. It's a billionaire romance. It was a very fun read. It's definitely got a lot of miscommunication trope in it, which is not my favorite, just because in my head, like, if you can't talk about something, then why the fuck are you like so mad about it? Because in my mind, like, I have issues with people who start drama with me and then turn around but won't tell me what problem they have with me. That irritates the piss out of me with stuff. So yeah, I'm just like, the whole time they're like they're not discussing their true feelings with each other, and I'm like, okay, well, if you aren't gonna discuss your true feelings, why are you having such a big issue with this bitch? Yeah, like, what? The whole book was pretty much just like, oh, I'm gonna have an issue with you, you're gonna have an issue with me, I'm gonna have an issue with you, you're gonna have an issue with me. But the overall book was really good. So basically, it is about a girl who has this boyfriend, and the boyfriend, he's not the best. Turns out that boyfriend was cheating on her, and she found out about it, and he had been cheating on her throughout the whole relationship. Well, sad, I know, right? Basically, she's at her job. This guy shows up and she gets told to go to the office, and everybody's like, oh, you're in trouble. You know, like, oh my god, she's being called up to the front. And she gets called up to the front. Turns out the guy who is now her boss, because they got new management, he is her ex-boyfriend's brother. Yes, you heard me right. This is a ex-boyfriend's brother's romance. Now this man is prime man. He is pretty much the prime example of what she wants, but she didn't have. And so basically, she gets told he needs to get a fake fiance, and she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I need a fake fiance because I've ruined my reputation, and my investors are mad that I got put in this article that outed me as this playboy, because they got photos of him. They have photos of him with many, many, many women within days of each other, and so he has to go and find himself a fiance. So she ends up becoming his secretary, and then they run this spiel about how he fell in love with her because he's a fiance. Little did you know, this man has been in love with her since before her and her ex-boyfriend were together. And she doesn't know that, but she wants it to be true because she's always had this fascination with him. I'm like, girl, go get your man, hurry up. But she's like, no, I don't want to. And then he's like, oh, but I don't want to force her into it, blah, blah, you know the whole thing. And so they go through this whole book of back and forth of, oh my god, I love you. And she's like flirting with him, he's flirting with her, but like none of them are like trying to go for anything. Yeah, but the whole book was pretty short. It wasn't crazy long. I believe it was like 8 hours to listen to. And it is an HEA, so they do end up together in the end. There's a ton of miscommunication, so if that's just not your thing, maybe you shouldn't read it. But honestly, it was a very good, like, sweet little billionaire romance read. I definitely enjoyed reading it. So, yeah. So yeah, if y'all have any ideas for any more content that I should do, or any more games that I should play, or if you want book ideas, or if you have a book idea for me to read, please place them in the comments down below. I really enjoyed gaming and giving y'all these in-depth read-ins on what these books are about, if I enjoyed them or not. And I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye bye!